So, Max, here's the question. You feeling better or worse about Toronto?
I'm feeling exactly the same, which is they're going to be in the conference
smart?
finals. They are 50-50 against the Celtics. This is not even Kawhi Leonard yet. Here are the 3 questions about Toronto coming into this season, okay? There were 3 questions. 1, is Kawhi healthy? Not 100% yet, and he's already the best player on the floor. 2, outside of the Spurs and Popovich, can Kawhi still be an elite player, like an MVP candidate level player? Again, he's still not obviously physically 100%, and the answer is yes, 2. 3, coaching change in Toronto. They just won 59 games. How's that going to work out? Well, actually, it was Nick Nurse's offense, right? Spread it out, pass more ball movement, more threes taken. That got them to the 59 wins. Not to take credit away from Dwayne Casey, who's an excellent coach, but when they changed the offense, they became more special. The problem was they didn't have a best player on the team good enough to take them to the promised land. And now they do. Presto changeo, DeMar DeRozan is now Kawhi Leonard. This Raptors team is a problem all year, and that includes for the Celtics in the conference finals. And if they get past the Celtics, they're going to be a problem for the Warriors, too.
By the way, DeRozan had a nice night, too, with the Spurs.
Time out. I'm not going to get on Max too much because of the position that he's taking, because it's consistent. And I applaud you when you're consistent. I really, really do. But I will say this.
Backhanded compliment.
As we sit here right now, we talk about the Raptors and we're, just pontificating about what they're going to be, et cetera, et cetera. It's based on games last night. Who were they going against?
The Cavs.
Again, who's without who?
Without
the defending
James.
Eastern Conference champions.
Excuse me, I'm talking now.
You're consistent.
Allow me to bring up the starting lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Oh, Kevin Love, we know him. Cedi Osman, George Hill, Tristan Thompson, and Rodney Hood. Now, all I'm trying to say, like those guys, a couple of those guys helped LeBron win championships, mad love for them. I get it. But can we pump the brakes? I mean, Kawhi Leonard showing up last night for the Toronto Raptors and dropping 24 points on how much? 9 for 22 shooting, by the way. That's 40% for the field. Nothing to brag home about, but it was all right. First game back, only played 9 games last year. We get all of that. The rest of the crew's intact. Listen, excuse me. The rest of the crew's intact. Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, tremendous upgrade because he's going to defend at the 2-guard spot. Plus, he's a pure shooter, okay? Valanciunas, Siakam. We see these names. We're familiar. So you got a system that's in place because, as you said, Nick Nurse obviously implemented that offense to some degree. So he's now your head coach. You got him. You got everybody else in place. And the only difference is the Kawhi Leonard instead of DeMar DeRozan. But we want to sit here and bloviate because he went up against Cedi Osman. You
Be nice. I think he's my people.
Cedi Osman, all right? And Rodney Hood, even though, listen, all I'm trying to say to y'all, can we pump the brakes?
You might be right.
Is Kyrie Irving on the Cavaliers?
Hold on. Let me ask you this,
Irving
we
on
had
there?
a good debate, and you said you would want Kawhi to be the next guy to play with LeBron. You said you had a list of a bunch of other people you'd rather see play with LeBron than Kawhi Leonard, right?
Before him.
Yes.
Not that I wouldn't want to see him before.
Of course.
3 guys
you had
before.
3 guys before, right? And you have Boston as a lock, obviously, to go to the finals. And Max thinks it's 50-50 with Toronto. What will it take for Toronto to prove to you that they're a real threat to Boston and the Warriors?
Kawhi Leonard has to become the second coming of LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis. That's what will convince me.
Hold on. Time out.
That's what will convince me.
He's already had seasons statistically that resemble any one of those guys. He's already been a finals MVP. And furthermore, your whole hero ball thing at the end of games, let me just say, the Toronto Raptors ran into problems last year. They played perfectly. When the game got tight sometimes, they over-ISO'd DeRozan and Lowry, and they stopped playing the way they should have played. So not only is Kawhi an improvement over those guys, and he's a more disciplined player, but if you do need to play hero ball, he'll also be better at that.
First of all, don't you dare sit there and act like you telling us something we don't know. I'm the one that told you that, not only because I watched it, but because I was in the locker room talking with them about it last year when they played the Wizards, and I came right on first take and told you I was in that locker room after they had beaten the Washington Wizards, and it was something that they were concerned about moving forward. Fred VanVleet, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, all of those ones. I told you that.
No,
sometimes you engage in too much ISO ball. You need to veer away from that, and we get all of that. But in the game of basketball, at some point in time, always remember I said this, Molly, because Max want to sit up there. And
Please teach me.
It's actually so shameful that Max, who covers boxing. You understand? Who understands this?
A one-on-one sport.
Let me finish. But it's a team that ultimately prepares you before you get in there by yourself. I'm only talking about the appreciation of elevating yourself individually. How in God's name do you not understand that at some point in time it comes down to here's the ball.
Right.
Take me to
Who was that on the
promised land.
Spurs?
All I'm saying
Who was that on the Spurs?
all I'm saying to you is that there has to be Kawhi Leonard with this team.
Who was
That's all
that?
I'm saying.
Who was that
That's
on the
all I'm saying.
Spurs? Who?
Who was
was
that?
that on the Spurs?
Tim Duncan.
Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the
Listen,
Spurs,
excuse
which
me.
is why he got
By
the
the way,
MVP,
can I just
not just
mention
defensively.
DeMar DeRozan had 28 last night in the
Yes, he
Big
did.
Wolves.
Yes, he did. DeMar DeRozan can ball.
Yeah.
There's no
Jimmy
question
Butler
about
was good
that.
too. Carl Anthony Towns.
There's no question about
not
that.
as nice.
R.C. Buford and them did a
if
great job
Toronto's
pulling
going to
off
have
that
a
trade.
problem, you were right yesterday.
I'm right
Kyle
every day, but
Lowry,
go
the
ahead.
question is, Kyle Lowry, is he, you bring up his size, is he good enough to be the point guard on a team that takes them to the finals? That's the question. The question's not about Kawhi.